Morning everybody. Getting back to work on the F-14. I got lucky enough to get the day off. I got the elevators in there. Elevator servos are in, the hatches are on. I initially used silver on these, but the silver screws I had were just, I don't know, they were just too soft, and I twisted a couple heads off. So I went with these other screws I had, which are black tip. I'm just going to take some gray and put over those so they don't stand out so much. But that's as close as you can pretty much get. This one actually I think still just barely rubs it, which there's the screw head extends out just a little bit towards the airframe, so I could sand that a little bit, and that pretty much take care of that. But they want you to get them as close to as possible for obvious reasons. That way you can get the elevator on. I was reading through the instructions on it about installing the insert that goes over this. Looks like you actually glue them in, which is I think just screwing them in would be better that way if you needed to replace that piece for some reason. But it looks like it's aluminum anyways, so I would have preferred something not metal. That way you didn't have metal on metal, because I mean that eventually will wear, I would guess. But anyways, you put some 30-minute epoxy in the insert, you loop, you put grease and oil on this or whatever you want, and then you push it on, and I would probably move it a little bit, but I guess what their intent is to kind of get that clip is not perfectly flat with the stab. It'll be angled or something, and it kind of talks about that in instructions, so we'll see when I get to that point. But anyways, moving on. I was working on the rudders. I'm putting 175s everywhere else, minus the flaps and the stabs. They're getting the 172s. Not too much to this, mount the servo in there. You can see the little square, which I had to clean out. Whatever that glue is they use is pretty freaking hard. I mean, it's obviously a high saw, but that was completely filled, and that's where your rod goes through and comes out the back side, and then you'll actually have a horn that's like right here in this kind of thick area that'll kind of get glued at an angle. So it'll actually be on this side, and then your rod will hook up right, kind of this area. So I'm waiting on the rods, or the carbon clevises, to come from Skymaster, and I didn't realize it, but I guess looking at the instructions, the package that has the servo or the carbon rods for the rudders has all the rods and the clevises. So I was hoping to get the servos installed and get the rods at least on there and just be waiting for the clevises or for the horns, but I don't have the actual rod package. So they forgot to send me that. So that also has all the clevises for the wing, the rods the couple rods that go in the wing. So once I put the servos in there, I'm pretty much at a stoppage. So I'm gonna have to bounce around quite a bit trying to do what I can. But I'm gonna get the servos installed for the rudders, and then after that, I'm going to switch gears and put my tanks together. Glue these on, go ahead and put the clunks and everything's in. I went ahead and I did, I ordered some more high flow clunks from BVM. Probably overkill for 170, but I don't care. I like having the high flow stuff. Even before BVM come out with this stuff, I was making my own high flow stuff. I was making high flow UATs. I would drill out clunks to make them larger. So Not quite this large, which I like. I think this is a really cool idea. I mean, anything you can do to lower the suction pressure on your system is good. So, and then I'll go ahead and start putting all this airline back in that I bought. I also got some of the high flow clunk line that I'll use. Here it is. And then I've got two types. I've got the 6mm clear tubing, and this stuff is like a 8mm almost Tygon high flow that they have, which I like using everywhere. So it's just a little bit bigger than your extra large Tygon that you would get from Dubro. It's kind of an off size, so it's nice to have. But anyways, just want to show you guys that. Something you may want to expect, like I said, is you have to clean out those little holes. And it's hard to get into. That's why that looks so daggum rough. I won't try to clean that up. That just looks sloppy. But that is it for now. I'm gonna get back to work. Actually, here, I'll show you this guy. Let's see. You can kind of see. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Anyways, I'm gonna try to show you guys with a servo in there, but it's gonna take a second to route the wire and everything. There's a little hole right towards the top there where your servo wire is going to come back out, because there's nowhere to route it towards the front unless you put a hole, but I'm not going to do that. So you guys take it easy. I'll get some more pictures once it's in, and I'll keep going with the videos. Take it easy. Have a good Friday.